Hey guys, I'm Flavia Cabani and I run the Womanly ADHD blog on Tumblr, which is a blog for support, especially for women with ADHD. And I'm here to answer another question that I got on the blog. So the question that I got is, what are some techniques to overcome the procrastination block and executive dysfunction? So I put together a list of everything that I could think of that I've used personally and that have actually helped me out. So I hope this will be able to help you guys out too. So let's get started. So the first one is, maybe the task that you have to get done is a little big and overwhelming and you don't know where to start. What I suggest for that is break it down into smaller steps. I know you probably have heard of this a billion times over. Hopefully you haven't and you're hearing this for the first time. Anyway, so breaking it down into smaller steps just means, for example, if you have to do the dishes, instead of just starting to tackle it all at once, you pile all the plates in one spot and then you get all the cutlery together in another spot and the cups in another spot, and then you do the cutlery first. That's what you start with. Look, I can deal with the cutlery, you get that done, and then you can have a break and then come back and do the plates, and then you can come back and do the cups. It's just a way to divide it into parts of the task that your brain can more easily recognize it as doable. If you're trying to look at the whole sink, it's too overwhelming. So if you break it down into groups of things that need to be done and then you just focus on one group at a time, it actually works magic in your brain. So do try that. Don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself. Unnecessary pressure can even make you procrastinate even more. Be realistic with the actual amount of time that things take to get done. Don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself. If something takes 2 days to get done, don't expect it to be done in half a day. If you promise this to someone else and it's not that realistically doable, you will see yourself procrastinating even more to get it started because you're already overwhelmed with the time frame that you gave yourself and you promised to someone else. So please don't do that to yourself. Be gentle with the amount of time that you allow yourself to get something done. Try to avoid perfectionism. Perfectionism paralysis is a thing, and it is a major source of procrastination because, again, with the high expectations, if you are really wanting to get it done so perfectly well, you overthink it before you even start it, and that probably will mean that you don't even will get started. Just focus on getting something done. Done is better than perfect. If something is done imperfectly, it's better than not done at all. So remember, perfect, done but not perfect, and not done. As in perfect meaning you're procrastinating on it because you're trying to achieve something that's not achievable because perfection doesn't exist. So choose between the two, not done or done imperfectly. Take action, any action. It's so much easier to keep going once you've started something than actually starting it. So just get it started. This one is something that you're probably gonna have to practice and start being more mindful about it. And the more that you try to recognize these things, the easier to get, and you learn more about yourself and how you operate and the things that hold you back. So this is the tip. Is there any negative emotion related to this task that you have to complete? Do you have any fears regarding this task? Fears of it not being perfect, fear of disapproval, fear of not meeting your expectations or the expectations of other people? Do you have any negative emotion related to this task? Fears of it not getting done to the level of expectation that you're putting on yourself or that you think that other people have of you. Are you afraid that you're not going to finish on time? Are you afraid because you don't really know what you're doing, you're not confident? So are you afraid in any way at all about this, or it brings any negative emotion whatsoever. We as human beings naturally tend to avoid things that bring negative emotion. So it's a natural coping mechanism to try to avoid anything that will cause negative emotion. So it's important to start being mindful of any negative correlations that you have, any fears that you have regarding to whatever you have to get done. Because if there is any fear or negative emotion, we tend to avoid the task altogether, and then you never really get started until you face your demons. Focus on the why. Why is it important to get this done? Once you do get it done, what are the benefits for yourself and for other people that you will gain from completing this? Halfway through the task, if you're really struggling, just go back to why it's important for you to finish this. What's the benefits and the good feelings that you're gonna feel when you do get it done? Try using timers. Put a timer on for, let's say, 10 minutes. And during those 10 minutes, you give it your all. When the timer buzzes, then you take a break. Do this over and over again so you can find the ideal time for you to focus. If 10 minutes is too short, try 20 minutes. If that's too long, then you try 15. It's really good practice to figure out what's your average amount of time that you can focus on something without getting sidetracked. Make it like a game. Let's see how much I can get done in these 10 minutes. And then in the next 10 minutes, you see how much more you can get done, and just try and make it a bit fun. Try it around. I've done this a few times, and it was actually quite helpful when I have a lot of things to get done in a day, and I just managed to power through all of it. Make sure you do take regular breaks, because if you don't, you're gonna start getting sidetracked and getting bored with whatever you're doing. And guess what happens? Facebook, emails, videos, anything that you're not supposed to be doing. So take regular breaks. If you need to go to the toilet, go to the toilet. If you need a drink of water, go get some water. Go make yourself a coffee, grab something to eat, take a walk, go get some fresh air. But do take breaks. Our brains can only focus so much in chunks of time. Especially for the ADHD brain, don't push yourself because it'll be counterproductive. Take breaks. And that's why the timer method is quite fun and quite useful. Don't beat yourself up when you're struggling to get something done. All the negative thinking is not actually going to help you get it done at all. So don't waste your time with that. Just acknowledge that you're struggling and think about all the other tips that I'm giving you to try to figure out how to get around the procrastination so you can actually get something done. And don't beat yourself up. It's a waste of time, a waste of energy, and it will not help you. It's really, really bad. Listen to me when I say that. It's bad. So be kind to yourself, understand your brain, and work with it. Ask for help when you need it. Asking for help might save you a lot of time and effort. It's better to go and get someone to give you a hand than not getting started on something and not getting it done because you're struggling and you need some help. So ask for help. If this task requires your intellectual focus, make sure you let people around you know that for the X amount of time, for example, for the next 30 minutes, can you guys please not interrupt me? I really need to focus on this and get something done. And I'll let you know when I'm free again and you can talk to me and you have my attention. It's really important, especially if you work from home or if you're in a place where you colleagues are always chatting and things like that. So just ask people to give you a little bit of time so you can actually focus. Get yourself. Start paying attention to what are your usual methods of procrastinating. In doing that, you start to learn to recognize and stop yourself when you are procrastinating, and it'll help you get better at not avoiding it, because that's kind of impossible, but then catching yourself in the first 2 minutes instead of procrastinating for 30 minutes, and then you can get yourself back on track. And once you do catch yourself procrastinating, ask yourself why. Am I getting bored with this task? Or maybe I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. Did I have to do some research and I got sidetracked with other topics? Do I need, again, a drink of water? Do I need to take a walk? Do I need to just get up from my chair and go look at the sky for a couple of minutes? Or go to the toilet? Just ask yourself, why am I procrastinating? Am I having negative feelings about this? Am I afraid? Just practice that, so then slowly you start being able to recognize that you're doing it and why you're doing it. And if you understand why you were doing it, you can do something about it. Every hour or so, stop what you're doing and ask yourself, whatever it is I've been doing in the last 10 minutes, is that contributing to the completion of the task I'm supposed to be completing? If the answer is no, then just go back to doing something that will help you get it completed. It's another technique of catching yourself. You've got to set your priorities for each day. If you don't set priorities for your day, guess what happens? Anything that pops up will be flooding into the list of activities and things that you have to get done. So this is the tip. The night before, you decide on the 3 things that you're gonna get done the day after, so that when you wake up the next day, you know exactly what you're meant to be getting done. Don't choose more than 3 things, because that's really pushing it. 3 things is plenty. It is doable, but it can still be challenging. So if you can get those 3 things done for the day, you've had a productive day. That's great if you can do more than that, but you can give yourself a pat on the back at the end of the day if you got those 3 things done. And anything that other people ask for you to do, any interruptions, anything that comes up, if it's not urgently important, it can wait until you're ready to attend to it. You've got to look after yourself first. Remember, getting your own things done is what's going to make you feel good throughout the day, and at the end of the day, feel like you have a productive day. So do remember this one tip, that you've got to look after yourself and know what your priorities are for the day. Don't make it complicated. Remember, just 3 per day, and make sure that it is a priority, okay? So that's it. I hope this can be helpful. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried any of these tips, and if you've got any other ones that I haven't mentioned, you're more than welcome to comment down below so we can share with each other and help each other. And if you've got any questions, I'm here to answer them. So please send me any inquiries or any questions that you have. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.